Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today I wanted to talk about some developments on this interesting thing. I mean, it could be called a scandal with Roland Martin receiving $330,000 from Kamala Harris. Apparently, it turns out that Roland's company, New Vision Media, received about $350,000 from the Harris campaign, and a lot of people are very upset about it for good reason. A lot of people have a lot of concerns, a lot of ethical concerns about the payment, whether it was appropriate, whether it was not. Now, in fairness to Roland, Roland did make a response to this, and I thought it was worth discussing because you guys know money is my thing. That's what I study. I'm a finance professor. And one thing I've always told you guys every single morning when we have class is that money is very powerful. Money is, it can sometimes be the PP in the swimming pool, so to speak, as it pertains to Black politics, people's motivations, and what's really happening. And so one of the things I wanted to kind of do was try to break this down. And I want to break it down in a way where I'm not sitting here saying that Roland is wrong. I'm not here to say that this was illegal or he should go to jail or something like that. I'm not here to say none of that. You can make your own decision on that. But I think this is a great opportunity to really sort of assess what money can or cannot do in terms of impacting your credibility when it comes to the things that you do. There's a reason why, for example, in the Black Business School, we don't take money from the government. We don't take money from corporations because money is power. And in most cases, you're not going to take somebody's money and then say something that they don't want you to say or do something they don't want you to do. And so I'm going to play Roland's little clip on this because I want you to hear what he had to say about this, because I think he made some perfectly valid points. But I'm going to make some other points that I hope will be just as valid. And so I'm going to play this. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, give me a quick yes in the chat to let me know that you can hear me. I want to make sure my audio is good. And let me pull this clip up now. And let me know also if you can hear this clip. So here we go. I'm going to play the clip right now.
Let's see right here. iHeartRadio, and I do commentaries on iHeartRadio's Black Information Network. Guess who got political commercials? iHeartRadio's Black Information Network. Do you remember when iHeart ran this 1-hour interview with Vice President Kamala Harris and Charlemagne the God on a bunch of their radio stations? Do y'all think iHeart did that out of the kindness of their heart? No, iHeart got millions of dollars in political ad spending. You know who else did? Cumulus Radio, Salem Radio, Sinclair Television. So now I'm confused here. So you got some Black folks out here who now are questioning why he gets the money. Because we have a network that reaches millions of people. If I check right now, the YouTube dashboard, in the last 28 days, we will have generated 30 million views on YouTube alone. Y'all do know ads run on Joe Rogan's podcast, right? You do know Spotify sells advertising.
Okay, so you heard the clip from Roland, right? And I wanted y'all to hear what Roland had to say. Just for full disclosure, Roland has, for whatever reason, he's been salty with me since about 2012. He sent me a big, long text message where he was really mad at me, and I can't text like that. I don't know how Roland did all that text, and he has a little chubby fingers and stuff. But literally, he wrote a whole dissertation about how, man, I'll never forget I was in London. And I said, man, I'm not responding to all this crap. Like, what are you mad about? Like, just, put your panties on, girl. Anyway, I'm being silly. See, that was petty. Stop it. Stop that, Boyce. You shouldn't do that. So anyway, let me just kind of say that, so Roland gave his piece. And I want you guys to give me your comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think that he has a point? So what Roland is saying, he mentioned iHeart radio. He mentioned Spotify in the Joe Rogan podcast. He talks about all these other platforms that get millions of dollars. I mean, let's just be clear. The Kamala Harris campaign had over $1 billion in their pocket. That money went somewhere. Somebody got the money, right? Somebody got the money. And if you want to know, do I think black media should get the money? The answer is hell yeah. Absolutely, they should get the money, right? So that's not, to me, that's not an issue. I personally think that he has a point there in terms of media buys being a part of the political process. Money drives all of this. This is why I talk to you guys every day about money. We do money class every morning. It's free. If you want to learn about money, don't make no excuses. Don't say, well, nobody ever taught me. Nobody. No, I teach money every morning to thousands of people, and it's in the Black Business School. It's 100% free. So no excuses. If you want to join us, just text the word money to 87948, and I'll invite you to class. I'll put it on the screen. Now, with that being said, give me a yes or no. Do you think that Roland had a valid explanation based on what he said? I want to see what you guys think before I give you too much of my opinion. I don't want my opinion to distort your opinion. You know my position. My position on a lot of this is I think you should do what's best for you and your family when it comes to this politics. I don't think that you should have black leaders or pastors or rappers or entertainers influencing the decisions that you make. I want you to do what's best for you. You spend too much time serving these Negro elites. You do. You spend too much time serving the people who are at the top of the hill in capitalism. You do. You spend too much time giving up the rights of your family in exchange for politicians who only come see you when it's time to get a vote. I bet you won't see Barack and Michelle do much of anything for another 2 years until the midterms happen. No disrespect. That's just what it is. They work for the Democrats. So I just want you to do what's best for you. And for some reason, there are black people who think that is radical. They think it's crazy to say, put yourself first. Well, I'm sorry. Didn't just call me the radical black man, because I believe that you matter more than these people you see on TV. Now, with that being said, let me give you a perspective on this. So the argument that Roland seemed to be making is that, look, money gets paid to media outlets all the time. They make ad buys all the time. And I completely get that. The problem that Roland has is that Roland's got to decide, like, well, what role are you really playing? Because the last time I checked, Roland defined himself as a journalist. Am I right or am I lying? Roland, if you ask Roland, are you a journalist? He would say yes. Am I right? Well, the problem is that journalists are supposed to have a type of journalistic integrity. Journalists are supposed to be unbiased. That a lot of that's been lost. When I taught at Syracuse, I was on the faculty there. We had a really great journalism school, and the journalists have gone on to do amazing things. And many of them were trained in school that when you're a journalist, you're not supposed to be out carrying the flag for a political party. You're not supposed to be a paid employee of the Democrats or the Republicans. That's not what you're supposed to do if you define yourself to be a journalist. But what happens sometimes is that you have a scenario, like, and it's particularly true with Roland and Oprah, and there's a couple others in there as well, and maybe even Sharpton, where you have a person that plays kind of a double role. They say, look, not only am I the personality, but I'm also the CEO of some entity, some organization. So when Kamala writes a check to Oprah, Oprah says, no, she didn't write a check to me. She didn't. No, that check wasn't for me. That was for my company. She didn't pay me. She paid Harpo Productions, because I'm separating the two as if they're not deeply connected, as if one does not take orders from the other. Now, y'all answer me in the chat. Give me a yes or no. If somebody pays your company, does that mean that they're also paying you? Would you consider a payment to your company, an LLC in your name or in another name, the one that you control? Would you consider that to be a payment to yourself? Well, yes, of course you would. Of course you would. So when Oprah says, no, she didn't pay me. She paid Harpo Productions. No, she paid you, Oprah. Please stop that. Right? Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to play both sides. Oprah and Roland kind of did the same thing. Roland's playing both sides of the fence. He can't compare himself to iHeartMedia or Spotify, because you're not iHeartMedia. You're not Spotify. You're Roland Martin. iHeartMedia, yeah, they own Charlemagne the God. So yeah, is there a whisper like, hey, don't say nothing bad about this lady because she wrote a big old check? Sure, of course. Is that game rigged? It very much well could be. Is Spotify going to Joe Rogan and saying, look, yo, Trump, his people just sent us $50 million. Please don't say anything bad about Trump. Maybe they might try to do that, but now Rogan is a guy who seems to be committed to the idea that his network can't tell him what to say, right? I'm not going to kiss an advertiser's ass because you're getting money from that person. But maybe those shenanigans happen. I think corruption is very, very deep in the political system. So if Roland is confused and doesn't understand why there are lots of people who were deeply concerned about the fact that Kamala wrote him a big ass check before he did the interview, well, then I can explain it. It's because you're trying to sort of have people perceive you as an unbiased journalist, which you clearly are not. You're having people perceive you as an advocate for the Black community, which you're not. You're an advocate for the Black community that supports the Democratic Party, and that's fine. They have a right to do that. But you attack Black people who don't do what your bosses tell you to do. You go off and you're yelling at people, calling them dumbasses and all this other stuff, which that's so professional. You will call a Black person a dumbass in a second because they didn't vote the way you told them to vote. King Randall did an amazing work. He's doing amazing work for the Black community. And because this 23-year-old kid did not sign up for the vote blue no matter who bullshit that you're always pushing on people, you talk to him like he was crazy. You 50 years old yelling at 23-year-olds. This man's trying to do something good and you have no words of encouragement. You're attack. I hated watching that. I said, what in the hell? You're 23 years old. You're getting attacked by your granddaddy. Why you getting hated on by grandpa? Like, that didn't make any sense. When I saw that interview, I haven't talked about it. When I saw that interview, I immediately reached out to King Randall and I said, no, me and my wife are going to write a $3,000 check for your school because I like what you're doing. And it is my job to support you. It is not my job to hate on you because I'm not a fellow 23-year-old. Jamal Green. That's why Jamal Green in Chicago had to run up on Roland because Roland was talking crazy with him. So the point of the matter is to say that Roland really isn't some unbiased independent journalist. That's not what he is. He's not a genuine advocate for the Black community. That's not what he is. He's an attack dog for the Democratic Party. That's what he is. That's what he does. If you are Black and you are not a Democrat, Roland's not going to say, hey, brother, let's build a bridge. Let's figure this out. No, Roland's going to call you a dumbass. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. You dumbass. You dumbass. You don't know what you're talking about, you dumbass. Why would they be dumbasses, Roland? Because they're not working for the same boss that you're working for? I mean, I understand why you're a Democrat. I mean, they're paying you good. In fact, if I was on the phone with the Harris campaign, you know what I would say to them? I'd say, yeah, y'all did this man dirty. Y'all only gave him $350,000, and he been throwing out $10 million worth of dumbasses on your behalf. He's been out here embarrassing the whole damn Black community for your campaign. He deserves at least $2 million. Write that $2 million check for this man, because if nothing else, Roland has been a steadfast advocate for vote blue no matter who, all the time, no matter what. And that is fine. That is perfectly fine. That is perfectly within his rights. Roland Martin deserves a check. D.L. Hughley deserves a check. Plies deserves a check. Uncle Luke deserves a check. All these people deserve checks. And I hope that they got something for it, because if they got nothing for it, then I feel bad for them. They didn't negotiate very well. But what I want to make clear is that it is very difficult for you to be a genuine advocate for the Black community when you are not Black first, you are Democrat first. Do you understand the difference? You don't love and support all Black people. You love and support Black people who vote blue no matter who. The ones who say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be a Democrat anymore. You dumbass. I think I want to be a Republican now. I voted for Obama, so I think I'm going to go ahead and vote for Trump this time because I'm tired of being disrespected. Yo, all these dumbasses out here. So now this black man is a dumbass because he's refusing to work for your boss. See, we understand why you work for the Democrats because you're getting paid. That's good. But you asking Negroes to work for free. Now, if you took that money, if you talk to the Harris administration and say, hey, look, I need a bigger check because I need to break off the whole black community. I need $100 million so I can go out and find 10,000 black people and give them a few $1,000s a piece. Then that's fine. But when you are the one getting paid, but you're yelling at a bunch of people, just basically telling black people what to do, and you're doing it under the guise that you are a genuine advocate for black people and that you are black first, that is a bold-faced lie. That is not true. You buck dance for Hillary Clinton, you buck dance for Barack Obama, you buck dance for Kamala Harris, and you're gonna buck dance for whoever the hell else they put up for in front of you in the 2028 election. And that's fine. He can do that. But the problem, though, is that that's not a black leader. It's not even a journalist. Because most journalists, I can't think of anybody in the journalistic profession who is respected and noted for their journalistic integrity, where the federal or the election commission or whatever, FEC, I guess it's federal election, where the FEC documents say that, that person got a big old check from the Democrats or they got a big old check from the Republicans. I don't think anybody can get a check and then say, well, but I'm still unbiased. You're not unbiased. That would make no sense. Why in the hell would I pay you to be, they don't pay you to be unbiased. They pay you to be very biased. So the softball interview that comes after the check, and I think that there's others. I don't think Roland, and Brandon asks, do I work for free? Hell no, I don't work for free. You know what, Brandon, I work for the people that support us. So if you want to know where my bias is, I'm super biased in favor of the people that support the Black Business School, the people that buy my books, the people that support what we're doing in the community. Oh, my bias is out front and out center because yes, you do need money. Roland needs money to run his operation. He's got people that work for him, people that he's got to pay. Ain't nothing wrong with you getting your money. The problem was that there was not enough transparency and labeling to make sure that people understood, hey, when I'm calling people dumbasses, when I'm out here giving you all this analysis, when I'm telling you what to do with your black vote, somebody's paying me to say this. Tell me, yes or no? Did anybody hear any point during the whole election cycle where Roland stopped and said, hey, I want everyone to know that Kamala paid me to do this interview? Did that happen at all? Anybody see that? Did I miss that part? Did I not see? Was there any point where he said, hey, look, when I do my analysis, y'all just know I'm vote blue no matter who, and I'm doing this because they wrote me a check and they're helping me pay some bills up in here. So I'm working for, I get, and again, if that happened, I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, that's right. Because think about this. Roland has a lot of support because Black people love the Democratic Party. I don't know why people act like there's some big revolt happening or that all these men have been disloyal, because the majority of Black men are Democrats. That's why I'll never have as much support as Roland. I'll always have people that hate my guts because I'm not following the crowd. I'm not doing what is popular, and that's okay. I'm doing what works for me, what makes sense to me. So here's the thing. People would forgive him if he just said, yo, look, this is what it is. I got bills this big. I'm running an outpost for the Democratic Party. I'm a Democratic Party operative in the Black community, just like a Burger King employee. If I work for Burger King, I have on a uniform. It has a little crown logo on the thing, and it's like brown. And I got my little Burger King hat on, and I'm here to tell you that I represent Burger King. So if you say to me, if you ask me, should I eat at Burger King or McDonald's? I cannot pretend to be objective. I cannot say, well, we did our analysis in the back and I went through the data and all the data says, and the taste test results say Burger King is better. If you don't take that with a grain of salt, then you a damn fool. You're crazy. No, if I'm a Burger King employee, my job is to get you to eat at Burger King. So that means if you come to me and say, I was thinking these burgers are probably not good for my health. I heard that they got carcinogens in them and they might give me cancer. And I think I'm a go vegan. Well, then I'm going to say, no. The best thing for you to do is keep eating your burgers because the Burger King, the burgers are delicious here. That's what I'm going to do. But if I pretend to be your friend and I pretend like I'm saying this in your best interest, then that makes me unethical. That makes me a liar. And here's the other thing too, and you can't put it all on Roland because y'all knew that the bias was there from the very beginning. The man, one thing Roland has never hidden is who he is. You go on his show, you're not a Democrat, he gonna call you a dumbass. He gonna talk over you. He yells at his guests. I feel sorry for the poor people that y'all need to get your own platform so you don't have to go on that show and get humiliated. Because when you disagree with him, he will yell at you and talk over you. And I've seen this up close. I was on CNN with Roland a bunch of times, and every time they would bring him in, I say, no, I don't want to go on with this guy because he doesn't let anyone else talk. So I moved out of that space. When he called me in Syracuse and wanted to interview me, I said, no, I'm not doing that interview. And then he flew me into DC. I did an interview. They were very nice to me. They put me in a hotel and all that. And that was the last time I did an interview with him. I didn't want to go on that show because you shouldn't have to be disrespected like that. There are some really smart people in the Black community who happen to not be Democrats. There are really smart people in the Black community who happen to not be Republicans. And in my view, there should be space for all those viewers, and not all those individuals should be called dumbasses because they don't follow the crowd. It has been abundantly clear that vote blue no matter who has been a strategy that has not worked for the Black community. The Black community has not benefited from vote blue no matter who. It doesn't mean you don't vote blue. It just means you need a better strategy. So Roland getting money is not the issue. All the networks get money. Remember, they had $1 billion. They paid everybody. Everybody got paid, right? Everybody was getting money. Fox News, MSNBC, we know what the hustle is. MSNBC is nothing but an outpost for the Democratic Party. Fox News is an outpost for the Republican Party. We know these things. I'd be willing to bet you that MSNBC and Fox both got money for their positions. But one big difference with Fox and MSNBC is that Roland is a person who claims to sort of be speaking on political issues with the Black community's best interests at the top of the priority list. And that is undermined by the idea of him claiming to be an objective journalist, doing interviews, getting paid, and not making that fully transparent when he's doing the interview. So if you want to compare it to, say, a Fox News or an MSNBC, one thing that they do is they probably get their money for their ads, but there's at least not an apparent pressure on the host or the interviewer to say, okay, now that they've given us money, we need you to do a softball interview. But if you want to know if the money does confuse politics in America, it absolutely does. If you want to know from a practical standpoint, under the assumption that Roland is pretty much an operative for the Democratic Party, that's what he is. I think he should have gotten more money than that. I really thought $350,000 was not enough money for the amount of work that this man did. This man works tirelessly for the Democratic Party. What he does not do, in my opinion, is he does not work tirelessly for the Black community. He works on behalf of the Democrats. So if you're Black and you're not a Democrat, Roland's going to treat you as bad as a racist would because he doesn't agree with your position, and that's his right to feel that way. I personally think that as a community, though, we have to become a little bit more politically sophisticated and understand that in many cases, a lot of your Black elites and your Black leaders have been paid behind the scenes. Al Sharpton, I think he got a couple massive donations to the National Action Network. Why? Well, because Al Sharpton's kind of a gangster. Al Sharpton operates as a political boss. Al Sharpton's been doing this for a very long time. I don't know what they have over him, but I do remember those videotapes where he was caught making a drug deal. This is all on HBO. This is not secret information. Once the feds catch you involved in a crime, then you become a very easy person to control. And that's just what it is, right? Again, I don't know if this is what's going on with Sharpton. I just would say I would not be surprised if that were the case. So what you got to ask yourself is, how do you have a community that has people that claim to represent you, and they are just they're so problematic in terms of the past that they have and the things that they've been involved with? This is a very corrupt process. And how do you get around the corruption? Very easy. It's easy. Literally, just do what's best for you. Do what's best for your family. Don't you dare let nobody pressure you into nothing. A lot of you didn't. A lot of you made the decision to work best for your family. And if all Black people did what was best for their own family, we'd have a better community. Instead, we get to this point where we get these tug of wars and civil wars and men fighting against the women and the women breaking up with the men because they wouldn't vote Democrat and all that. And all that's slave behavior. It's ridiculous. It's harmful to the Black family. The Black community does not win when Black people all fighting each other over politicians who don't give a damn about none of us. And that's where I stand on that. I understand why Roland cares because he got $350,000. I don't think anybody in this room got a check from the Democrats unless you specifically work for them. So focus on the people that are paying your bills, not the people that are trying to manipulate you and use you. That's my 2 cents. That's my advice on this. So if you think that I'm biased, yeah, I'm biased too. I got my own biases, but don't even listen to me. Listen to yourself. That's the best advice I could give you. Listen to you. Take care of you. Take care of your family. I've been around a lot of these people. The corruption is absolutely unbelievable. All right. So anyway, guys, I want to remind everybody that we do, if you want to get your money right and you want to understand money better, every single morning we do financial consciousness training. We call it economic elevation. If you want to get an invitation, all you got to do is pull out your phone, text the word money to the number 87948. So text money to 87948, and I'll send you an invitation to join us for class. We do this every single morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. For those of you that do come to class, just know I'm sorry I couldn't make it today. My mama needed me to do something for her, so I had to go be there for mama. But every day that I can be there with you, I will. And we do this 7 days a week because I believe, and it is very, very simple what I believe. I believe that if we master our economics, our community will succeed. That's it. If you save your damn money instead of spending it, you're going to be better off. If you learn to invest, you're going to be better off. If you build stronger families, you're going to be better off. If you start taking charge of your own mental and physical health, you will be better off. The message is very, very simple. I think that all these politics and all this other stuff is it's a distraction and it's pretty much entertainment. And the only reason I will even talk about it is because it's a lesson. It's a lesson on what money does to our society. The fact that they let so much money into politics, that's what destroyed your democracy. The Democrats and the Republicans didn't destroy it. It was the money. The fact that all of them are driven by the money. And by the way, the number is 87948. So if you text the word money to 87948, I'll send you an invitation to join us in class. And I have a training called How to Make Money Without Working. You guys know I'm a finance professor, so there's a lot of ways to make money out here without having to sell your soul. And you're certainly welcome to join us. We have over 170,000 students in the Black Business School. Most of them pay very little money, if anything at all. And we do a really good job of educating lots of people because we believe in powernomics. I think that one of the biggest mistakes that's made in America now is that all the Black elites, these goofy Negroes on TV, they don't listen to people like Dr. Claude Anderson, who have wonderful formulas for what's going to strengthen Black people. Malcolm X had amazing formulas for what's going to benefit Black people. There's so many people out here that have been right in your face, right in your community, trying to help you wake up, trying to help you understand that none of these people care about you. You have to care about yourself. There are so many people who've been telling you generation after generation that you cannot succeed by going out here just trying to go work for white folks. You got to have businesses of your own. There's so many people have told you that investing is the key to wealth. That's where all the money's at. And some of you know this. Some of you are invested in things like you got NVIDIA stock. They're about to release earnings. Billions of dollars in wealth is either going to be created or destroyed. Billions of dollars is on the line tonight. And some of you are in the game. Some of you are not. I want you in the game. Get in the damn game. Don't just get played. Be a player. Being a player means taking control of your own life. You're going to have to let go of a lot of the falsehoods that were given to you as a child. The older I get, the more I see America as a space where basically you have the elites who pretty much sucker regular working class people to bust their asses and struggle on behalf of the people that are going to get all the wealth, that are going to benefit from all your labor. I mean, why in the hell is it that you got people out here that work 40 or 50 years and don't have any savings, no assets, a negative net worth? How did you work? How did you work that hard to be $100,000 in debt? That don't even make no sense. So you worked hard to go backward. You could have sat still and done better than you did by running. So ultimately, I'm going to tell you, I believe, again, this is me. I'm a finance guy and I analyze this stuff all the time. We got to change the hustle, man. And we got to start changing how we teach the kids. If we don't do that, then we're going to keep getting played. And a lot of you already understand that. And for those who understand it, I congratulate you, because you will win. Your children will win. And then other people won't understand why you won, and they're going to get mad about it. But the biggest way that you won is you learned how to think for yourself. So again, I want to summarize the whole thing with Roland and say, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have no problem with the fact that they pay Roland that money. The only issue I have with it is that they should have paid him more. I really believe that. I think Roland was worth at least $1 million. He's got a strong network with lots of Black Democrats that love him. And, he's not my favorite guy, but a lot of people like him. But at the same time, the mistake that Roland made and the unethical part of it is that you cannot be a paid employee of the Democrats, basically, or a paid contractor, and still present yourself as an objective journalist. You're not objective. You're serving your boss. That's okay. Number two, you cannot have multiple masters at the same time. You can't say to Black people, hey, I'm here, I'm saying this for your best interest and because I have your best interest at heart, and then turn around and make sure that you're making the people happy that are actually paying your bills. But I do believe that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, when they're out spending all this money, because all those billions of dollars they raise, that ain't nothing but a big ad spend for the most part. Most of that money is going toward buying ads, right? So when you have these big outlets out here, iHeart with Charlemagne all the way across the board, they're all excited. They're all rubbing their hands like Birdman because they're all about to get paid because they know the big checks are coming from the politicians. And what generally happens is that the Democrats in particular, they expect the most loyalty from the Black community, but they do nothing to support the Black media outlets. So in my view, given that the Black community has been so loyal to you, I'm not one. Don't pay me nothing. I don't want none of your money because I'm not earning it. I wouldn't pay Boyce anything because here I am. I'm Black first. So no, don't pay me nothing. I don't deserve any money. I won't take it. But there are outlets out here that have readers who love the Democratic Party, who vote blue no matter who. And I think that they deserve to get broke off something. I really do. You got that whole $1 billion you're spending, and you're not giving anything to the community that is taking care of you the most. I don't see anything wrong with them getting money. I think the only problem is that they're not getting enough. So that's where Roland and I certainly agree. I just don't like the lack of transparency. And I also think that there should be standards and expectations. Look, if you're getting a check, tell everybody you're getting a damn check. Even Charlemagne. I like Charlemagne because I think he's a free thinker. We've had many, many conversations, and he's a guy that I think understands a lot of the things that we're discussing here. But what's interesting about Charlemagne, unfortunately, is that there is a perception that he's similar to Diddy. And the reason I say this is because Diddy for a long time was a very strong operative for the Democratic Party. Remember, he did the whole vote or die thing, right? And he was deep in the Democratic Party or whatever. And then now they're kind of distancing themselves from him. But what I noticed with Charlemagne and Diddy is that generally speaking, they will kind of hijack the energy in the Black community. Like, so they'll come in and they'll say something really radical that'll get Black people all behind them. It's like they're kind of rallying up all the troops and getting everybody in the same spot. And then they start becoming the Pied Piper. Everybody starts following them. And then they sort of lead you. They will go in a big circle and they lead you right back to the Democratic Party. As you get closer to the election, the message always changes to, okay, we ain't got time to think about these other issues now. We got to make sure we keep Republican A out of office, right? Whatever that Republican is, whatever that election is, it always comes down to fear. Fear is used as a political tool, is used as a marketing tool. Fear is used to keep you from going to your higher self, and it keeps you on a low vibrational mode. So when you're in that low vibration of fear, you just pretty much do what you're told. You shut down your prefrontal cortex. You stop thinking for yourself and you just follow the leader. You do what they tell you to do. Leaders understand this. The elite understand this. And remember, if you're Charlemagne and you're with iHeartMedia, you only have so much room that you can wiggle to before they say, no, boy, get your ass back on the other side of the fence. Charlemagne could not come out and say, I was really thinking about it. And I just realized I think I just want to go to the Republican Party. That's not happening. And in my view, it's not happening because they know which side of the bread is getting buttered. They know who's paying the bills. I would be willing to bet you that the biggest checks into iHeart tend to come from the Democratic Party. I could be wrong, but that's my speculation. So you can kind of play around. Like you can do the pretend, pro-radical free Black man thing for a while. But as it gets closer to crunch time, you better be on message, boy, or we're going to spank that ass. And that's pretty much what my assessment of the whole thing is. And this is one of the reasons why you need more independent Black media outlets. You need more spaces where you can have all the opinions come to the table. And this is what we tried to create at the All Black National Convention. We had a really great panel, a great political panel with people from all different points of view. We've had Angela Stanton King there. We had Cornel West Vice President, Dr. Belina Abdullah there, Dr. George Fraser, who's a very strong advocate for the Democratic Party. And all those views were expressed. And I think that that's a healthy debate. That's a healthy conversation that says, look, no matter who you're voting for, we just want you to do what's in your best interest. So everybody isn't going to want to eat the same meal at the smorgasbord. So we want you to see all the food that's on the table, and they don't do that. They'll feed you the slither of information that they want you to have because they always need to sort of guide you. There are so many people that have a vested interest in the management of Black people. That's what you have. You have billions of dollars that's made every year from the management and the control of Black people. So the gatekeepers get paid for one purpose. The Ricky Smileys and the Steve Harveys and the Roland Martins and to some extent the Charlemagnes, they make a lot of money by basically making sure that Black people don't go too far off the ranch. So I think that the frustration of this last election is like, oh, wait a minute. We had enough Black people that kind of walked away that we think it affected our chances. We're used to getting 90%. We only got 78% or whatever their numbers are. So now we're really angry because those Negroes belong to us. And all I'm saying, if anybody gets confused and anybody wants to know, well, what's Boyce's message? What is Boyce saying? He sounds like he's talking in circles. My message is real clear. Tell me if you get this message. The message is do what's best for you. That's as clear as I can get. That's as simple and pure of a message. I'm not trying to tell you who to vote for. And I don't care. And for the people that come up and call me a Trump supporter, I get it. I understand. You're calling me that because I didn't do what you told me to do. I didn't vote for Trump, but you call me a Trump supporter because I didn't do the standard Negro protocol. I'm too smart for that. I'm not interested in that. Ice Cube, same thing. I spent a lot of time talking to Ice Cube when he was working on his campaign. Not one single time in any of the zillion conversations I had with that man did he ever say, I really think Trump should be in office. He never said that. He never said I'm MAGA. He never did none of that. But you saw the whole narrative was consistently, oh, Ice Cube is a Trump supporter. He's a Trump supporter. And the logic is that if you do anything other than what we tell you to do, it will cause us to lose votes. And because you're causing us to lose votes, you're helping the enemy. So they're basically telling you either you're with us or you're against us. That is what you would call voter intimidation. That is voter suppression. That is a violation of your freedoms, liberties, and civil rights. And that's something that I find to be entirely unacceptable. And I can say that without one single iota of me telling you that you have to be a Democrat, Republican, none of that stuff. So that's my position on that. And so long story short, I think Roland was wrong not to disclose the money. If I was you, man, I would negotiate better. They should give you $2 million, but then when they give you your $2 million, you tell everybody, hey, y'all, they gave us $2 million, so we're gonna have a better platform now. And I guarantee you that 80-90% of the people that listen to you will keep on listening to you. They're not going to get mad at you for taking the money. Just stop trying to play both sides of the fence. Stop trying to be a Black leader. Stop trying to be an objective journalist. You're neither one. You are an operative and an employee pretty much, or a contractor of the Democratic Party. And that's okay to be. There's plenty of people that have that same position. And that's pretty much what you are. And it's all right. It's all right. I don't even say that as a criticism. Go get your money. You deserve it. That's it. I'm done. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day, everybody. If you want to get started on your wealth building journey, feel free to go to blackmoney101.com. I believe Black wealth is the key to Black power. Also, tomorrow morning, we are going to have our economic elevation class. We do this every single day. So if you want to join that, that's 100% free. Just text the word money to the number 87948. If you text money to 87948, you will get also, I have a training called How to Make Money Without Working. It's free. You can take a look at that. And there's plenty of ways for you to make money. So I hope you guys will embrace financial literacy because Christmas is coming and we don't want to just spend all of our money at the mall. You got to buy stock for your kids. Buy stock for your kids, buy stock for your kids, because if you buy stock for your kids and you do it consistently while they're young, then guess what? When they get older, they never have to work for anybody for the rest of their lives. It's up to you. They're depending on you. We must come through for them. That's what we're all about. That's what I believe. So God bless you guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.